end of an era. You know, it just looks terrible. I used to have really nice hair. Long hair. I'm a musician, a front man in a band, and that was a part of my identity. Me starting to lose that felt like I was starting to lose a part of myself. But as you can see, I don't now. Going out and everything, that would be one of the first things someone would say to me is, wow, your hair's so beautiful. And, you know, girls too, hey, you have better hair than me. And yeah, it just was a self-esteem booster too. It was almost like just that one extra thing that I had. Been suffering with hair loss, with stress, and all that kind of stuff for like, oh God, like the last 2, 3 years. I started thinking to myself, like, there's no way that someone's gonna think I'm attractive if I go bald at, 24, 25. So I threw on a hat backstage, and one of my bandmates just said, hey, like, maybe you should lose the hat. I felt instant pressure. And I already cut half of it off. I just can't take it anymore. It's brutal. So I've been online and just hearing some other guys' stories because, yeah, it's pretty rough as a dude, especially, a musician who likes to headbang. Um, Got the razor here. This really sucks, but I think it's time. It just looks terrible. Can't rock a hat, or can't go out without rocking a hat. Can't look any worse than this, right? Damn. Alright, let's try it. No going back now, that's for sure. Look at this. Wow. Man, I don't know. How does it look? You know, it actually feels pretty good. It's like a weight lifted off my chest. Holy. All right. Well, this is it. So I got a little to do in the back, but I guess I'm this guy now. So welcome. I'm still gonna slay, but here we are. Once I got it pretty much all off, I kind of looked in the mirror and I was like, oh, I started smiling and feeling this whole burst of almost relief. And I just couldn't help but laugh and smile. And it was like a self-acceptance moment where it's like, that doesn't look too bad. Wow. It
Yeah.
was like this cool feeling and I still get it through the last week. When I see myself in the mirror, I get that little jolt of like, yeah, this is the new me. It's not that bad actually. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. I feel like my confidence has all of a sudden gone up where I can start focusing on other things. And it's crazy to realize how much energy and concentration that I put into, something I just didn't have control over anymore. Something that I could have accepted a few years ago and just gone on with my life. This whole kind of idea of holding on to these things that make us is just such an enormous amount of energy throughout our day. And I feel like if you can just get to the point with yourself where you turn that energy and that focus on making changes or focusing on what's within, then you will be more equipped to handle the hard times and the struggles in the future, legitimately, because that's where you're going to have all that strength, not in the things that you will lose eventually. Going on YouTube and finding your community was huge for me. I would go on Google and say like things like, hey, do women find men who are bald attractive? The classic questions that we ask, or what's an attractive head shape? What is the average age to go bald? Am I not average? Am I too young? Kind of thing. But then going on YouTube and finding this community of dudes who are obviously struggling, obviously young, old, have insecurities and all this kind of stuff that is like real life stuff. That was just this, it was kind of like this thing where it's like, you know, I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
And in watching that, you just kind of root for the guy. You're like, man, just accept it. Come on, man. Like you're gonna look great. So after watching a bunch of videos and stuff, it's like you kind of hopefully you can tell yourself that and say, hey, you're gonna be good. You're gonna be okay. Unfortunately, it does take time, but if there's anything I can say to help speed that up so that you can just move on, that's what I would say.